You know, while they may have had to ration water on the lifeboat, they definitely had a steady supply of LSD. So Life of Pi, there's been a lot of hype around this movie. Ang Lee adaptation of the very popular novel of the same name. A lot of praise to the visual effects, the 3D. The trailer has been playing for the last couple months. I feel like I've seen the same one over and over again every time I went to the movies. So I went in with pretty high expectations, but for some reason there was just this lack of a wow factor in the advertisements where that really was like this. I wasn't completely roped in, and I definitely say I was more blown away by the movie than I thought I would be. That being said, I still don't really know how to judge it. I definitely need to see it again. It's one of those movies that I just keep thinking about, which is good. It sticks with you, definitely does. Definitely a lot going on in this movie. It has the feel of, well, okay, it starts, you know, in, well, whatever is considered the present day, and the narrator of the story, you know, goes back to tell the beginning of his life before you get into the main chunk of the story being lost at sea. And I like the way it has this setup. It feels like this really strangely genuine story because it just has these fantastical little details that add a wealth of dimension, and there is just this diverse atmosphere and exploration of different cultures, and just a plethora of themes and undertones that just span just so many different things. It's just such a life movie, and just I think people have a very good reaction to it. It's just one of those movies you can't help but enjoy. That really speaks to this universal experience of life and has these overarching thematic elements that I think just are genuinely relatable to every member of the audience that will see this movie. A lot of the praise has been going to Suraj Sharma for the lead role in this movie, and I think he does a really good job reacting to these situations that are just so absurd at times. Not in a bad way, but I think that it's not, as I said, he does a good job, but there are a couple points, not just in that section of the movie, where I don't know if it's just a result of just the strangeness of what's going on, but I just feel like there's just kind of some offbeat things, like the opening scenes, especially the scenes between Irrfan Khan and Rafe Spall, the writer, and the older Pi. It did feel really good. I did like that, but it did feel like kind of strangely offbeat from the rest of the movie, just in kind of a completely different style, and just didn't, kind of felt out of place, but I still really liked it. The transitions between them always seemed kind of odd, because Irrfan Khan plays Pi in a very subtle manner and just very disconnected with the Pi that we see earlier in the movie, who is this shy but wildly eccentric character, and I feel like there is somewhat of a disconnect, but I mean, I guess the life-altering situation that, you know, occurs between those characters would have something to do with that. Also, another big thing about this movie being said is the visual effects, and they really are stunning. Definitely one of those movies that is really worth seeing it in 3D, which you will very rarely hear me say. I thought it looked fantastic. It just was so, as I said, just absurd at times, but in a very meaningful way, where it is this surrealistic movie. And I love surrealism in movies. It's one of my favorite things. It's because it's experimental, and it's just out there and strange, and usually audiences has more split reactions to that, and really here I felt much more warm reactions, which is great. But because it does feel to have a purpose, but it just looks beautiful despite the fact that there is underlying meaning that will come later in the movie, or is just kind of there initially, and just I think it speaks to human experience, and it really is all there. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, but definitely towards the top of the list of the year. Really loved it. I ate it.